Is Richard Hart waiting for the bottom of the bear market so that he can launch Pulsechain and PulseX? In this video, we'll have a look into what's taking so long for Pulsechain and PulseX to finally hit the market. If you want to know the answer, then do not forget to stick to the end of this video. Hello and welcome to ABCrypto. If you're new to our channel, just hit that subscribe button below and hit the notification bell to receive any new video updates. You can also follow us on TikTok at _ABCrypto_, and if you want to read some more about today's topic, you can get the links down in the description below. But without further ado, let's get started. In 2022's world of crypto, the biggest mystery remains to be the launch of Pulsechain. It doesn't matter if you sacrificed or not, it doesn't matter if you'll invest in Pulsechain when it'll be public or not, what matters is how the Pulsechain is going to do on its final launch. It can be largely due to the hype that Richard Hart has created over the past few months. We've seen Hart doing some crazy things during this time, from literally twerking to wearing shiny unisex clothes and tagging some of the most well-known brands out there. Despite it being controversial, which is the second name for Hart, this however has done what Hart wants it to do, and that is to gather as much of the people's attention as possible. And now, due to this in one way or another, everyone is invested in the launch of Pulsechain and PulseX. Putting aside all the controversies and whatnot, Hart saw an opportunity after he got fed up with all the delays there are on Ethereum's network. This includes the high gas fees, congestion, and slow transaction speeds, thus making Ethereum just not the fastest nor the cheapest project out there. So he came up with the Pulsechain, which he designed to be the layer 1 platform that supports dApps, smart contracts, NFTs, and so on, ensuring it is fast, reliable, eco-friendly, more decentralized, and cheap. Pulsechain is not a typical fork of Ethereum, but rather a different one, as it copies the entire network of Ethereum apart from its consensus mechanism. This is because Pulsechain does not use proof of stake or proof of work, but uses delegated proof of stake, ensuring only a handful of validators exist after they prove their loyalty to the project, and if they do something wrong, they can be replaced in a temporary to a permanent jail. So moving on from the basics to the real question, do we really have to wait for the bottom of the bear market? Now, we all know the predictions Hart makes are some of the greatest ones out there, and this is precisely why there is just no denying that Hart knew something about the incoming bear market. Back in 2021, Hart had a prediction of Bitcoin touching $11,000, and if we were to take that prediction into account, then surely we are close, but we will have to wait a little bit longer. However, there isn't any advantage to anyone launching at the bottom of the bear market, because technically that can be the worst time for anyone investing in a public project. This is because the bottom of a market is where the panic mode of investors is in full swing and is a time when everyone wants to exit rather than do the opposite. On top of everything, it's the crypto market we're talking about, which is famous for its volatility, thus leading to more panic among investors. This panic, of course, is not going to do too well with the investors, as we also have to keep in mind that Hart doesn't hold a very popular public opinion. So, simply put, with everything in mind, launching at the very bottom of the bear market is going to be an absolute disaster for both the Pulsechain and PulseX's price performance. This helps to bring us to two very important questions about the delay in Pulsechain's launch. The first one is the most obvious, and Hart knows this very well. He understands the way his investors and generally the market thinks, and therefore will do everything in his power to make sure that he can avoid a bad launch. Launching at the very bottom of the bear market will mean a gone too soon for both the Pulsechain and the PulseX, which no one wants. The second thing is, even if Hart wants to launch at the bottom of the bear market, he just simply cannot, because the project is not ready yet. And there is a great chance that this is very true, largely due to a very legitimate reason. This can be seen from the lack of good blockchain developers that Hart has been able to attract. With the layer 1 project, the need for good developers is not just necessary, but rather critical to ensure the project's functionality. Hart has said that the developers team is composed of over 13 developers who aren't even skilled as blockchain developers, but he said that they are training them to be one. This can also be a reason why the code is being moved to Go instead of Solidity. So there is a greater chance that the delay is largely due to the Pulsechain simply not being ready yet, or it is ready but still has some issues and Hart wants those resolved beforehand. This will make sure that the final project he delivers is going to be something really, really special. Since the testnet has been there for quite some time, it is allowed for frequent testing, which of course adds to the flawless launch, so there's a big possibility that this is actually true. Lastly, no one can deny that the competition that Ethereum 2.0 brings to the Pulsechain, because both projects in most cases are working to solve the same problems, thus posing a serious risk to Pulsechain. While no one is too certain when Ethereum 2.0 will be rolled out, there does exist a possibility that Hart wants to launch Pulsechain afterward, because this will better help him to see how successful the upgrade has been and what areas they can focus on in the last minute changes so that they can become even better. So what do you think? Is Richard Hart waiting for the bottom of the bear market, or do you think that there's another reason for it? If you do, then please don't forget to let us know in the comment section down below. This brings us to the end of today's video. We hope you guys found this video resourceful and entertaining, and if you have any more information to add to improve to the content in this video, please do so down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you loved watching this video, send us those likes. We thank you guys for watching and see you in our next video.